volunteer in Taoyuang cares for her mother-in-law and takes her to join Tzu Chi activities. Guangdong Tzu Chi volunteers visit care recipient families to pass on blessings for the new year. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. Zhong Shuihua treats her 89-year-old mother-in-law as if they are birth mother and daughter. Her mother-in-law lost her ability to care for herself. However, her daughter-in-law took care of her and even taken her to the city recycling station and a book club.
She enjoys doing this. Whenever she wakes up in the morning, she would ask if we are ready to go to the recycling station. And I always replied, yes, we are ready. I think it's better to have a companion, and those Chi Chi brothers and sisters would help take care of her as well.
My daughter-in-law treats me very well. She used to worry about my safety and asked me to stay home instead of coming here, but I often feel bored staying at home, and I actually got healthier after volunteering.
She brought her mother-in-law to be our recycling volunteer. Her mother-in-law also followed the master's suggestions, practicing fasting, and her family all became vegetarians.
Zhong Shuihua is a very good daughter-in-law who practiced filial piety in many people's eyes. In order to take care of her mother-in-law, she quit her job.
I couldn't take care of both my work and the responsibility of taking care of my mother-in-law. Since she needs someone to take care of her, I quit my job. It is our responsibility, especially when she couldn't take care of herself. The Dharma masters used to say that we shouldn't hesitate to practice filial piety and do good deeds in life, so we seek the opportunity and try our best to do so. I feel very touched when seeing how Sister Shuihua took care of her mother-in-law. She did a very decent job, and the way she treated her were just like taking care of her own parents.
Zhong Shuihua treated her mother-in-law with meticulous care for more than 4 years. All Zhong Shuihua wants is to bring her mother-in-law happiness, health, and more wisdom in her life.
At the age of 13, many are still under the careful watch of their parents, simply concentrating on their studies. However, Ruan Yijing from Tamshui Junior High School has to look after her 90-year-old great-grandmother. She takes care of her daily need along with 3 meals and housework. Her great-grandmother is blind and hard of hearing, though the two truly cherish each other.
In the last class, the Tamshui Junior High School student started cleaning the school. Her name is Ruan Yijing, who has long hair to her shoulders and a round face. She is like ordinary junior high school student as she carefully cleans the window. At the beginning of the last class, Yijing prepares the microphone and waits for the teacher to give a lecture. Yijing holds a paintbrush and paints seriously. She is carrying the whole family's burden on her shoulders. She is also the youngest Filial Piety Award winner this year.
She is quite serious and doesn't delay her homework. She's also very enthusiastic in class and is a very polite girl.
Although her tuition and meals are subsidized, her family is in a special situation, and the school provides her with some simple work-study opportunities.
I found that the child was very willing to serve others. In class, she was also eager to help her teacher do things. We found that she would actually help her great-grandmother cut her nails, cut fruit, cook food, and even take her to the bathroom. She's also very willing to help her use the toilet.
After carefully classifying these school documents, she carries her school bag on the way home. Generally, the junior high school students after school simply think about what they want to buy to eat and drink, but she has to worry about what her great-grandmother wants to eat and drink this evening.
他国中的时候我有点吓一跳，从那么快就变国中了，对，吃吧，乖妹妹。
With simple furnishings and even a picture tube TV, this family is comprised of a sick mother and a 90-year-old great-grandmother who can't see and hear.
阿祖，我有乖无？
有乖嘿，
对，
安怎乖？乖，
足乖。
阿祖甲你安尼住偌久啊？
出生到现在。
出生到现在。
对啊，出生到现在。
那你为什么会想要跟阿祖一直住在一起？
没有啊，因为妈妈她就是单亲嘛，然后她要赚钱。 那所以小的时候，妈妈就是为了要赚钱，然后就把我丢给阿祖抚养。那阿祖呢，就抚养到小一、小二。妈妈因为患了忧郁症，然后要住到医院去，所以就只剩我跟他，就相依为命。
要你健康。
好，这样比较亮吗？
只有一盏而已的。
But how can a 13-year-old who can't replace a broken light be the head of a family? Yijing's mother lived in a nursing home before last month. When Yijing grew up, it was just her and her great-grandmother in this 60-square-meter house. Now that she is older, she believes that it is her duty and also her choice to take care of her great-grandmother. Yijing was in charge of shopping, cooking, and managing family affairs ever since she was a child. She wants to be a sort of comfort for her great-grandmother. Despite being separated by generations, Yijing, at the age of just 13 years, is truly demonstrating the spirit of filial piety, keeping this disadvantaged family together.
Guangdong Tzu Chi volunteers Gu Meizhen loved wearing new fashionable clothes when she was younger. However, after coming into contact with Tzu Chi, she saw the error of her ways and didn't buy clothes anymore and only wears second-hand clothing. Her family is also very supportive of her collecting and sorting recyclables, as she also promotes vegetarianism to all those at the recycling station.
Driving the vehicle her husband bought for her to pick up recyclables in is Tzu Chi volunteer Gu Meizhen of Pingdong. My older brother saw that we kept moving our recycling station, and he was tired of that, so he simply said he would give us his betel nut farm to set up a recycling station at. Getting the support of her family, Gu Meizhen can devote fully to the environmental campaign and also help recruit many community volunteers to help her.
She's been helping me since we were in Neipu team together. She's given me many positive influence.
Gu Meizhen comes from a Hakka background. When she worked in Taipei, she would spend her hard-earned paycheck on new clothes. After I joined Chi, I haven't purchased new clothes in more than 10 years. I get my clothes secondhand now. It's all really much prettier than the ones I buy myself. Providing food and snacks at the recycling station, Gu Meizhen ensures it's all vegetarian. The Earth's temperature continues to rise. We can still save the Earth. Besides recycling, eating vegetarian is the way to go.
My impression of her is that she does it without asking why. She's been very diligent for the past 20 years and silently going about her ways.
Master Zheng Yan, we will safeguard the recycling station and also those volunteers who come to help in it.
现在开始再发挥呢，还要去度别人，所以呢，一点一点，一代一代，不断传呐，所以都是足感动人。
Gu Meizhen sets an example for others to follow and seizes all moments to walk on the Bodhisattva path.
Tzu Chi team members from the Middle District held free clinic at the remote mountain area in Miaoli Zhulan Township, serving the solitary seniors. Volunteers' arrival at the end of the year made these seniors feel particularly warm.
Caring for the patient, reminding them to take medicine regularly, TMA members from the Middle District held regular free clinic at Miaoli Zhuolan Township. Cai Weisong was one of the volunteers who helped with transportation and maneuvering tasks in the team. His selfless contribution has already lasted for more than 7 years.
If we could make some contributions to those in need with our own strength, we could actually gain more benefits from doing so.
The beautiful music came from the free clinic in the community of Pingling, making the patients forget about their illness temporarily.
We were invited to volunteer in the free clinic by non-Zhuang TMA members, and after many volunteering experiences with them, we're still very willing to join this kind of activity.
Regardless of occupation or age, as long as people have passion in helping others could join the rank of service.
Today I felt very relaxed and comfortable when volunteering.
Mr. Tian works as a barber for many years. He often volunteers in a mountainous area to help cut seniors' hair during his break time. He did a very decent job in volunteering and never felt tired from doing so. These volunteers did good deeds and never asked for rewards, bringing warmth to these remote areas.
In recent years, there have been more and more research done on barley as a food ingredient due to its water-solutable dietary fiber properties and the low sugar levels to help slow the rise of blood sugar levels after eating, which is helpful for those who suffer from diabetes as well as high cholesterol levels. The seemingly superfood is suitable for everyone to eat.
These vegetarian dumplings have a different coloring than normal dumplings. When eaten, the food texture is also very different.
It's chewier and has a slight berry taste.
These vegetarian dumplings are made from barley, which can also be made into noodles to replace the common wheat-based flour.
The dumplings are less likely to break apart when boiling, and the color is a natural brown color. Meanwhile, the smell of the barley is there.
Barley-based noodles have shown to help control blood glucose levels and lower cholesterol levels, as the grains in barley are water-soluble dietary fibers.
Beta-glucan, which come from water-soluble dietary fibers, can help prolong food stays in the intestines, which can delay the rise of blood sugar levels.
Barley is a winter crop in Taiwan, and it doesn't have much acreage. It is planted in late November and harvested the next March. Taiwan has long relied on the import of barley, but it has often been confused as wheat.
The difference between barley and wheat is the awn. First, we take a look at the awns, which are obviously longer for barley. Barley tea is aromatic because the husk remains on when roasted. That's how barley tea is made.
Barley isn't like oatmeal, where it's only in the outer layers that has the water-soluble dietary fibers, but it's the whole barley that is water-soluble, which is why it's a good choice for those with high blood sugar levels.
If the patient wants to replace his main meal with barley food, then it will help stabilize his glucose level after meals.
The glycemic index of barley is lower than that of oatmeal, wheat, rice, and brown rice, which can help stabilize blood sugar levels. However, this group of people should pay attention to the amount of intake.
All grain items are high in phosphorus levels, so those with kidney problems should consult their doctor or nutritionist first.
With the increase in studies about barley's benefits to the human body, it is important to keep in mind that food is a way to support your health, not a replacement for medical treatment, as degenerative diseases are best managed with regular doctor visits.
Guangdong Tzu Chi volunteers began to care for the families in Humen Xinwan community since 2006 and has now entered their 14th year. This year, volunteers visited 64 care recipient families, sending them New Year's posts and caring for their current situation. Furthermore, they passed on blessings to them, wishing them a happy New Year.
不是他们需要的，其实是我们需要感恩父母。需要他们给到我们机会，让我们的心更温暖、更有爱。
Under a mild weather in southern China, volunteers split into 13 groups visiting 64 care recipients' homes, bringing them winter supplies.
提升能
One of the care recipients, Zhang Xiuming, is a single mother who has to take care of her son who has autism. Her emotion is often affected by her son's state of illness. Therefore, a doctor gives her some professional advice.
Your heart has to be stronger. There are so many people who support you now. By giving mental, financial, or material support, many people support you. Therefore, your heart has to stay strong in order to take care of your child.
Liu family is another care recipient. The couple are both sanitation workers and live in a small house with 7 family members across 3 generations. Volunteers came to send them some daily supplies, giving them a break from their struggles with financial burden. Since the younger daughter of Liu family has mental challenges, she couldn't help much with the housework. Lost volunteers reminded her to be more considerate and hoped she could still alleviate some pressure from her mother. Another care recipient, 57-year-old Ling Mei Fang, has deformed joints in her 4 limbs. She always thought it was caused by overworking. However, the doctor provided her with some professional guidance.
She used to visit Dr. Zhong at the pain management division. Next, we visit the division of rheumatology. For the sake of your illness, we visit a specialist, okay?
Despite the doctor's advice, Ling Mei Fang still looks sad. She couldn't move on from her grief since her husband just passed away and her son is still in mourning.
今天很棒，你看，对啊，都在分秒钟付出啊。
今天我感触很深，以后。
Today I'm deeply touched. From now on, I will associate this kind of Tzu Chi gratitude with my work and will visit the seniors who need our care.
坚强，把妈妈照顾好。对，照顾对。
The care of volunteers brought warmth to these care recipients in Humen, Xinwan, making the new year particularly warm.
Tzu Chi volunteers held a winter distribution in Lushan County, Henan Province. Many volunteers from the neighboring county of Hubei also came to help. Although it was raining, this didn't affect volunteers' passion. Take a look.
5 a.m. before the sunrise, Tzu Chi volunteers started their winter distribution mission in Lushan, Hunan Province, giving warmth and compassion to the families in need.
大家的话呢，把它完整无遗的送到我们的这个乡亲的手上，让他们能够看得见、感受得到，也让我们彼此之间对内凝聚和对外接引。
The distribution venue began as the sun rises. Volunteers represent Master Chen Yan reading blessing out loud to the villagers.
At the beginning of winter, Tzu Chi volunteers visited people in Henan Province as if visiting their own family. We brought the warmth to you before the new year and wishing you all a happy new year.
Although the weather was cold and rainy, it didn't affect volunteers' passion for serving the villagers. They helped those people who couldn't carry bags of rice and helped those who were little put on winter jackets. They spread warmth to every corner in the village. Volunteer Zhan Yuping just went through her mother's death, but she still asked her colleagues to volunteer with her on this day as usual.
I haven't moved on from my grief yet, but I think it's better to come out to serve people and make some contribution to the villagers instead of feeling sad at home. I want to remember my mother in this way.
Although the weather wasn't ideal on this day, many villagers had problem traveling to the venue as Tzu Chi volunteers delivered this warmth to their home after, boosting the holiday vibe in these families.
A solitary woman, Miss Wu, lived in an illegal building in Shenyang, China. 10 years ago, due to thrombosis, the right part of her body became paralyzed. Thus, she had a messy living condition in her house. After receiving a request from the community committee, Tzu Chi began to care for her.
他是那个脑血栓后遗症嘛，所以他自己呢基本上就没有那个丧失劳动能力，家里头堆的全是旧物垃圾。在沈阳这么一个大都市， 有这么苦的人，慈济人真是不忍。
Shenyang Tzu Chi volunteer couldn't turn their back on her, so they decided to help clean Miss Wu's house during cold winter. The room was nearly 13 square meters. The volunteer moved everything out of her room and started to clean carefully.
今天是沈阳最冷的一天啊！这些人你看都冻透了，
开心吗，大姨？开心呐！
开心，好心人多，这。
There are so many kind people here. Even my own child never treated me like this.
Since Ms. Wu lived in an illegal building, the electric system was unstable. She has to reconnect the power every time when she needs electricity. Thus, volunteers asked electricians to help.
Ms. Wu, now the electricity will come from here instead of there. Will this be okay for you?
First of all, we helped solve the safety issue by fixing the electricity and cleaning her house, making her feel warm.
After cleaning her house, volunteers returned her things back to the right place. Since she lives alone in the cold weather, volunteers worried about her, so they made some further arrangements.
We
prepared the electric heater for you. Very soon, you will have a happy life.
高兴，是不？实际人怎么样？好不好？好。
Although the weather was cold, Ms. Wu's heart felt very warm.
In Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Ampang Tzu Chi Refugee School has been in need of bigger space and better equipment for a while. Kuala Lumpur and Selangor Tzu Chi volunteers have successfully helped the school find a suitable new campus. On the day of moving to the new campus, many graduates also came back to help out clean up and move.
In the new school year, Ampang Tzu Chi Refugee School will begin its classes at the new campus. Before school starts, the volunteers help the school move to the new campus.
Tzu Chi uncles and aunts are not that young, yet they help the school to move to the new campus. To lessen the burdens of Tzu Chi uncles and aunts, we need to work hard to move.
Knowing that the school is moving, refugee graduates volunteer to help cleaning up the place.
I'm not in this school, but the teachers still supporting me. The Tzu Chi still giving me money for the school fees and the transfer fees. So it's really helped me to study.
The last year school have two buildings. You need to move one place to one place. Now,
the new campus improves the learning environment as well as upgrades to the teaching equipment.
To provide the children with a good learning environment so they can grow, we must have basic equipment needed by a school. They will enjoy coming to school.
We've been using the old campus for 10 years. We're very happy to move to the new campus with larger classrooms. There are offices for teachers as well.
The volunteers hope the refugee children will study more diligently at the new campus.
Malaysia Kota Kinabalu chapter awarded New Shoes Scholarship to excellent students. Take a look and see you next time.